This is the Jason Walker Show. Two-time National Sports Media Association Montana Sportscaster of the Year and three-time loser, the Jason Walker Show. The best local and statewide sports coverage, featuring the biggest guests from Montana.
Flint Rasmussen joining us here on the Jason Walker Show.
He's freaking exhausting, too. You used to dance a lot more. Yeah, I know, lady. I'm 51 years old now.
The NAI Hall of Famer Mike Van Diest joining us here, Jason Walker Show. And is it just a deal where quarterbacks have to be good golfers?
Well, that's all they have time for. They don't work out. They don't lift weights. They don't do anything else. They might as well go get on the golf course and at least have some fun.
And from across the country,
Doug Gottlieb, our guest here on the Jason Walker Show.
End of the day, remember, it's your show. It's got your name on it.
Howie Mandel, our guest here.
Jason Walker, deal or no deal?
the Jason Walker Show.
Hey, what up? Happy Wednesday, Jason Walker Show. Back inside the Off-the-Wall Mancave for all of your advertising combo deals. Off the Wall and Jason Walker Media teaming up to give you the best of the best. Get a hold of myself and or Chase Cloker. Big show coming up today. Continuing our women's hoops previews. We'll check in Helena High coach Ben Dudek in a couple of minutes. Katie Garcin-Forba from Capital. And also David Lawson from out at Townsend in his second year. We'll check in with him. See how the Bulldogs are going to look this year. Let's see. You can watch on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, or X. Facebook, X, YouTube. Also, you can listen on Podbean, Network One Sports, Spotify, iHeart Podcasts, Google, Apple, JasonWalkerShow.com, JasonWalkerMedia.com, our Twitter handle at JWalkerSports, our Facebook, Jason Walker. So there you go. Walk Up, brought to you by Montana Custom Log Homes, the premier log home company in the industry. 50 years experience, the finest craftsmen available. Going to craft you a home that's going to last for generations. Get a hold of Montana Custom Log Homes at yourcustomlog.com. Crosstown Wrestling last night went to Capital again as the Bruins rolled 36-12 on the girls' side, 45-27 on the boys' side. Cole Graham got a win at 2:05, and Capital rolled from there. Cashton Spoler got a pin. Other Bruins, Boston Lay, Cash Corbally, Dane Butler, Wyatt Schull. Cash Kip won by forfeit. Cohen Sassano got a win for Capital as well. Helena High boys got 5 wins. Sam Harkins with a pin. Brady Gehring, Trent Salway, and Connor Lamping also got wins in pins. And Asia Wood got a win for the Bengals as well. Let's see. On the girls' side, Capital rolled, as we mentioned, 36-12. Thanks to 6 victories by forfeit. Helena got a couple of pins. Both schools, boys and girls, on the road this week. Boys will be down at the Mining City Duels at Butte. The girls headed up to Flathead for a tournament. So there you go. On that front, let's see here. Eli Gilman of Montana announced today wins the Jerry Rice Award for the top freshman in the country for FCS. So far, 899 yards, 10 touchdowns. Rushing, also has caught 11 passes and 103 yards. So congratulations to Eli Gilman. Yes, it is still football season, but it is the start of basketball season. Double A gets rolling this week, and joining us now to preview his team, well, I got to get it loaded up, is the head coach of the Helena High Bengal girls. Yesterday we previewed the guys. Today we preview the gals, and it starts with Helena High's Ben Dudek. What is he, in his 4th year now, I think, already? He's rolling. Got some consistency and he joins us now here on the Jason Walker Show. All right, Coach, how was the offseason spent?
Well, we always do a lot of skill development in the off season, and we're involved in some of the tournaments around the state, and we were just focused on continuing to get better as individuals and collectively as a program. Do you get time off? Do you travel? Do you get to spend any time away from basketball in the summer? Very little, but no, I'm from the East Coast, and we spent 2 weeks back there visiting family, and that was good to kind of just get away and spend time with loved ones, and then it was enjoyable.
I forget, baseball fan of which team out there?
Not a baseball fan.
That's right. Okay, yeah, you're the one coach I talk to that's not a baseball fan. Okay. Well, that's good. That's good. Oh, see, it's the perfect game. It's the perfect game. Because in basketball, hear me out here. I've said this before, but in basketball or football, you can take a play off. Like if if you're going high-low or screen and roll or wide receiver on a run play, you're going to take a play off. Baseball, you can't.
It's always got to be engaged.
That's right. That's right. Not saying defensively in hoops you can't, but speaking of, how do you guys look defensively this year?
Oh, I think we're going to be very good again. I think we have a lot of talent and athleticism on that side of the ball. A lot of high IQ kids who understand what our system is trying to accomplish, and I think we're going to be just fine. Now, the West is going to be a little bit different this year. There's not as much height as there has been in the past in general. I think most teams are highly guard oriented, with the exception of maybe Flathead's got a little bit more size than other teams do. I think you're going to see a lot of scrappy basketball in the West.
Yeah, it's going to be the West, I think, is up for grabs this year. When you look at the teams, you've got a couple of standouts, but you don't have standout teams, if that makes sense.
Yeah, without a doubt. Yeah, I think it's going to be one of those years where everybody's going to be battling for literally positions 1 through 8.
Yeah,
and that's kind of how it's been over the past positions, maybe 2 through 6. But I do think it's wide open here.
Yep. You do return. I mean, you lost a couple of great players, but you do return the Todoroviches. You've got Ashley Koenig back, Avery Kraft back. That's got to settle you down a little bit, knowing that you have some experience coming back.
Yeah, without a doubt. Last year we played 9, and 9 that had considerable minutes. So, our returners, it's not as if, we're playing girls or starting girls that have not had significant varsity basketball experience. So, definitely that helps. Those players take on a bigger role, and then obviously it gives a lot of players that were in our program a chance to step up and kind of take on those role specific spots that kind of help us fill out what we're doing.
Ben Dudek joining us, Helena High girls hoops coach. Jason Walker Show. Just missed out on state the last few years. What's it going to take for you guys to get to the state tournament this year?
Take it one day at a time, and really just enjoy the process. I don't want our team to feel that pressure on a day-to-day basis. I think really it is going to take something simple like that, just to take it one day at a time, make sure we're getting better every day, make sure we're enjoying the process together. It's a long season. It's definitely, the AA started a week early this year, before Thanksgiving, so adds a week onto the season. We just got to really focus on one day at a time, enjoying where we're at, so that when we get to that point, that we're just ready to go, and it's not a draining experience. So that's really where our focus is.
Take me through a practice. When in practice do you start implementing pregame like, okay, here's when we're going to run layups. Here's when we're doing passing drills. And who takes charge of that in the pregame?
To prepare for a game?
Yeah, like, the 15 minutes before a game, you guys hit the floor. When do you practice this? Like, do you practice pregame before, in practice? Does that make?
Without a doubt. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So, I mean, it's usually a collective effort. I would say I definitely lead what I would like the girls to be doing in order to prepare ourselves to play. And then we just kind of discuss as a group, when those things should happen. When are we going to go in? Just to kind of prepare ourselves, not only the ability to score, but we also do a lot of defensive stuff during warm-ups as well, just to get ourselves mentally and physically prepared to defend. So I think it's a collective effort between the girls and me.
Okay. Because I mean, some teams like high school, college, they have one person that is looking at the clock going, well, it's different in college because you have 18 assistants, but in high school, you've got one girl on the floor going, all right, we're at 8 minutes. We got to go in 30 seconds. We can still get this done. Okay, girls, let's do this.
Yeah. I mean, it's such a routine for us now.
Okay.
That it just kind of flows naturally.
Okay. Do you ever think about changing it up? Like if things aren't going well during the season, you're like, okay, we got to change up our pregame.
Oh, without a doubt. I'm always looking at those little details, try to figure out, what's going to put us in the best position. What are we missing? What are we lacking? Are we not? If we're starting slow, especially on to the defensive end, if we're starting slow, then, we kind of adjust a little bit, maybe add something in the warm-up to bring the intensity, a little bit higher so that we're prepared to defend. And I would say vice versa in the offensive end. If there's something that needs to be adjusted, we try to adjust it so that we prepare ourselves to play.
Okay. I like that. There's no really cool days today, like we're celebrating. So yesterday was National Trick Shot Day. Do you guys do half-court shots after practice?
No. the girls have a couple games that half court shots will go up. So maybe like during our pregame practice or some games we played that those half court shots will go up. I will say we definitely know who our players are to go to in those situations if we need to get a shot up from half court. That's what I will say.
Okay. It was also World Ninja Day yesterday. Would you have made a good ninja?
Absolutely not. Okay. I'm not flexible enough to be a ninja. I'm getting out a defensive stance. That's about it.
Like I told Coach Day yesterday, you just do some more yoga, stretching, get more flexible.
Yeah, my wife always tried to get me into yoga, but after I stopped playing basketball, I just fell in love with running. So now I just trail run.
Okay.
Which does not lead to flexibility, by the way.
No. You're one of those running nerds now.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Oh, goodness, Coach. I get shin splints, so that's my excuse to not run.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, because those are not fun to deal with.
I bet.
Yeah. Hey, Coach, good luck this year. I'm looking forward to chatting once the games get going next week. Good luck this week against Bozeman at home. That's going to be a very good basketball game out of the chute for you guys. 4 good ones to open up non-conference play for sure.
Yeah, without a doubt, the East is going to be tough, especially those top 3 teams. I think they're going to be those top 3 teams again, and it's going to be a good challenge for us to see where we're at before West play, without a doubt.
Coach, we appreciate the time. Good luck this year, and looking forward to chatting next week.
Yep, thanks. Appreciate it. That
is Ben Dudek, Helena High girls coach, joining us. Jason Walker Show, Off-the-Wall Mancave. So big game, Bozeman at home this week. Take a break. We'll come back, and when we return, we'll check in across town with Katie Garcin-Forba. It's been a couple years since the Bruin girls made state tournament. How did they get there this year? They got some talent coming back. We'll talk to her as well. And David Lawson of Townsend will join us coming up a little bit later on from Dog Girls Hoops. Also on this day in history and much more still to come. The Walk-Up brought to you by Montana Custom Log Homes. Veteran-owned, family-owned, woman-owned and operated. Check them out, yourcustomlog.com. Katie Garcin-Forba, Capital Girls coach, next. Hang on.
Strength, beauty, grit, superior craftsmanship. Our homes have it all. At Montana Custom Log Homes, if you can dream it, we can build it. With 3 divisions and over 50 years experience, we've got you covered. From a showcase home to a small cabin, we make your vision a reality. Because every cowboy wants a castle for his queen. Montana Custom Log Homes, crafting homes that last for generations.
There's only one place in Helena to cure your craving for Cajun cuisine, and that is Cafe Zydeco. From po' boys and catfish to jambalaya and much more, Cafe Zydeco has the best Cajun this side of New Orleans. And Cafe Zydeco cares about those that take care of us. Military, law enforcement, first responders can get your drink free as a way of saying thank you to those that protect us every day. If you're looking for a place to grab lunch or dinner, get the flavor of the Big Easy in Big Sky Country at Cafe Zydeco on Euclid in Helena.
Ah, summer. A time to work in the yard and get all those projects that you've been thinking about all winter done. And when you've had enough, go to Lucky Duck Casino and Bar to cool off, relax, laugh a little, or a lot, your choice. Have a drink and play your favorite games. There's plenty of new games and your old favorites. Now, if you don't want to work hard and the relaxing part sounds the best to you, then just head over to Lucky Duck Casino and Bar on Dredge behind Jade Restaurant. Happy summer, everyone.
Do you love to look at photos of Montana, from animals to landscapes and more? Are you looking for a place to get your senior pictures or family portraits done? Are you a business owner looking to upgrade the decor in your offices? Well, look no further than Mark LaRoe Photography. Mark has been shooting beautiful photos all across the Treasure State, from rodeos to portraits, and would love to work with you. Visit marklaroephotography.com to see many masterpieces of his work, then give him a call to schedule your own photo shoot. Or to purchase one of his fantastic pieces, stop by Spirit of the Big Sky Gallery on Custer in Helena. marklaroephotography.com. Fall is officially here, and now is the perfect time to get your rig tuned up before the big hunt. That means a lift kit from Auto Concepts. An Auto Concepts lift kit will help take you places only the animals can go. And when you do get that big one, make sure you have help to get it home with a winch to pull it out. Or maybe you'll be a good friend and help pull someone out of the snowbank. Check out AutoConceptsHelena.com for more ideas. Auto Concepts, the auto enhancement professionals.
Store-wide savings are what you'll find when you shop for new home furnishings at Rucker's Furniture. This means tremendous values on Helena's largest in-stock selection of home furnishings. When you shop Rucker's, you'll find store-wide savings on the furniture you want for every room in your home. And you'll also find our selection of Serta iComfort, the most comfortable beds in Helena. 12-month financing is available with approved credit on most purchases over $299. Ask for details. You'll find store-wide savings at Rucker's Furniture, 1010 Dearborn, Helena.
When you were young and your heart was an open book, you used to say, live and let live.
Welcome back to the Jason Walker Show.
Welcome back, Jason Walker Show. Little Paul McCartney and Wings bringing us back. Continental Divide Radio. This segment of the Jason Walker Show brought to you by Rucker's Furniture. What's the best Bond theme? Is it this one? View to a Kill, Duran Duran's pretty good. That's the only number one Bond song to ever hit Billboard top of the charts. Sheena Easton, For Your Eyes Only, was pretty good. But, yeah, some good music in there. And a ton of good music at Continental Divide Radio. Just saying. Well, they won a couple in a row. And it's been a couple years since they got to the state tournament, Capital Girls Basketball, and got a good chance this year. Some good returnees coming back, and joining us Off-the-Wall Mancave to talk about her team is the head coach, Katie Garcin-Forba, here on the Jason Walker Show. All right, Coach, it's been a while since you and I chatted. How was your summer? How was your off season? How is life?
Life is good. We had a busy summer. There was a lot of stuff. We traveled quite a bit, which we like to do, and had our summer basketball stuff, which was fun. My family all moved up here a couple of years ago from Idaho, so we spent a lot of time with them, and life is good. We can't complain, that's for sure.
How many dogs do you have? Just the one?
Just the one. We have the one black lab she just turned 11, and she knows that she gets an advent calendar for Christmas, and it ended up under the Christmas tree a couple days ago, and she knows that it's there.
Oh.
And so we're playing a lot of defense right now to keep her out of it, because she is, like, last night she walked over to it and was bumping it with her nose, and she's a handful.
Well, how come she doesn't get to open it?
Well, because it's only 12 days, so she has to wait until Saturday. Which
okay.
I got a lecture from her dad last night that she needs the full 25-day one, and I should know better. So
where do
that was the whole thing.
Where do you get dog advent calendars? I love this.
Petco and PetSmart have some really good ones. We've done. This is what happens when you. Yeah, totally. This is what happens when you don't have kids and your dog is your child. We spent a lot of time researching, and PetSmart and Petco have some really good ones.
Because we have 3 dogs, and then, I get an advent calendar every year, but my daughter usually takes the chocolate out of that, so she gets 2. But I got to get one for the pups now. I never knew that. That is awesome.
And they have some really good toys and some really good treats in them. I mean, it's almost as much fun for us as it is for her, I think. So. Well,
and you can't give them chocolate, so.
No.
Talking with Katie Garcin-Forba. She is the Capital Girls basketball coach. Getting ready for hoop season, and you and I were talking off the air, but there's a lot to do. You got scrimmages, you've got pitcher day. Do you guys go through, like, how we're going to do pregame routine? Like, here's when we do layups, here's who's looking at the clock to say, okay, now we're doing this passing drill, things like that before games.
Yeah, we do. And really it's just to make sure our kids, the first games are always so anxious and just so excited. And so for us, we practice it. Like last week, we practiced it on Friday before we had a scrimmage on Saturday. And then they were able to do their warm up on Saturday before the scrimmage. And then we will do parts of it on Friday before our game on Saturday. That way, our seniors, our older kids know the routine, and they can kind of, they can make the changes when the clock hits a certain time. But it's good for our younger ones just to know what they're doing, and it's one less thing for them to be anxious about, I feel like. So yeah, we do. We rep it. We do it as part of our warm up. So we'll do 15 minutes of our warm up being our pregame warm up.
Well, it's crazy to me because being on the inside of sports for so long, you see it, but how do you choose which kid is watching the clock to say, okay, time to switch?
It's funny because we actually have a couple, like some years it's a little bit harder to pick that person, but like this year we've got 2 kids that have really stepped up as leaders for us, and we've got one Haley Berger, she's our most vocal kid consistently. She is on top of stuff. She is tracking that stuff. I mean, she takes so much ownership in that role that it was super easy to be like, all right, Haley, we know these are the times and this is your job. And she's like, yep, all over it, coach, done. I mean, it's just, so some years you get really, really lucky where you have that player. Other years you just kind of have to pick and do it by committee almost. But this year we're very lucky. We've got her and then Taylor Sayers, who have really stepped up and just, they run the show for us.
Well, I wonder where Sayers gets that from.
Totally. Yeah, it was so funny because a couple of days ago we were talking shot selection with your practice, and she passed up a few shots, and I told her, I was like, so I recognize that you are you're your mother's daughter and you're such a coach's kid, but you need you to shoot like 90% of those. She's like, oh, okay, got
it. You need to shoot more, please.
Right. You were not the one we were talking about. Like, pull the trigger, kid.
She averaged just over 5 points a game, hit 10 threes. I'm anticipating her numbers are going to go up with, you're replacing a lot, but when you turn a kids like Taylor and Anna Cockhill and players like that are going to be able to grow into their roles because of who graduated and now it's their time, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that this group, we actually have quite a few kids that have waited their turn for it to be their time, and they are so ready for it and so prepped for it, and they've done so much preparation to get ready for it. And it's been really fun to see early on who's kind of emerging into what roles. And, we return a lot of experience, and I think that that's going to be really beneficial. And on any given night, we have a lot of players that can put points on the board for us. And so, the biggest thing that we wanted to see emerge early was leadership and continuity within our team, and we've really started to see that. And they're listening. We had our scrimmage on Saturday. We saw things that we need to get better at, and Monday we came in and had a phenomenal practice. And the girls were just dialed in, and they were listening to the details. And I think that's what's going to be really fun about this group is, they've some of these players have waited their turn, and now it's their turn, and they are fully embracing it, and they are working their tails off to really own their role for us.
Capital Girls Hoops coach Katie Garcin-Forba, our guest here, Jason Walker Show. How do you see the Western AA and the Eastern AA looking this year?
I think the West is going to be really even. There's a couple teams that have, one or two really standout kids. I look at Flathead, they've got Kennedy Moore, who is, a 6'2" forward who's super versatile and will be, just a matchup challenge for most teams. Caden Couture out of Big Sky is obviously super gifted athletically. And so, but there's not a team that has, that 3 to 4 really, really tough, dominant scorers. And so it's going to be interesting just to see. I think it's going to be very even. I think that our side at any given night, anybody can win. And so I think that will stay, I think that's what we'll see from the West. The East, I think that, Billings Skyview is obviously returning Brianna Williams, who's a stud and is just a matchup nightmare in herself. And they've got some really good role players around her. And then Billings West returns so much with their size. And, they've got 4 kids over 6 foot that can score it from multiple spots on the floor. So I think that they're going to be, I think the East may be a little bit more top heavy than the West and not as even depending on the teams. But I think it's going to be an interesting year. I think there's a lot of opportunity for things to shake up as we head to divisional tournament, state tournament, all of that stuff, just because there's a lot of evenness amongst, the teams.
You guys have been missing from state the last couple of years. How do you get back? And don't give me we got to get through divisionals. How do you get back to state this year?
Honestly, I think the biggest thing for us is the mental piece. That's the piece the last 2 years where we haven't, when the time came, we weren't where we needed to be on that point of the game. And so I think for us, it's, honestly, a big piece of it is playing with joy and finding joy in the game and really just embracing the grind, but doing it with, a lot of positive energy, a lot of enthusiasm. And I know that sounds really cheesy, but it's like when they're playing with this group, especially when they're playing loose and with joy and together and enjoying it, they are 10 times better on the floor. And so I think we're really trying to embrace that and still have high expectations, still have accountability, but allow them to take a lot of ownership in what we do. And then by the time, March rolls around in divisional tournament, then they've taken ownership in the process and hopefully we'll come into it in a different place mentally. So, it's the same old peak at the right time, do all that stuff. We've obviously had success in the past. And so now we just need to emulate this with this group and make it fit them versus the other way around.
I got a chance to call the Lady Grizz against Gonzaga game and saw Danny Barch before and during the game. You can tell this could be a good year for her. And it's funny because you think of past players, but like a Savannah Bignell or players like that. Danny's on the floor. Danny's getting every loose ball, and you could just that capital grit. You can tell is she lives it.
She does, and what's so cool about Danny, and it's so cool to see the success that she's having, is she's always been such a humble player. And you talk to her now, and it's like, Coach Holsinger can't take her off the floor at times. She's playing 35 plus minutes a game. And it's funny because in some games she will score 2 points, but she's got 10 rebounds, 4 steals. She's on the ground multiple times and you can't take her off the floor. And, she to me is the epitome of a player where you tell somebody, okay, this is how you stay in the game. This is how you become a pivotal piece to your team, getting on the floor, making those hustle plays. It's so cool to see what she's doing at that level, because I know how hard she's worked, and she's done it very quietly. And she is just one of the most unique and personable and humble kids that I've ever coached. And she's had so much success. And, and Kinsey Johnson was the same way.
Yeah.
I mean, I think they're cut from a very similar cloth. But yeah, Danny is just, she's gritty. She's tough. It's been so fun to watch her. I love catching their games and just seeing how well she's playing, just doing the little things that make a team successful.
She's just great. I saw her after that game, and I was like, I only called you Paige twice. She goes, I wish I was that cool. I was like, okay. The humbleness right there. Before I let you go, there's no really cool day today. So yesterday was World Trick Shot Day. Do you guys practice the half court shots at the end of practices?
We do part of our pregame. We play our normal tips game that the girls always do, and it includes half quarters. But then we've got a group of like 5 or 6. It was Kayla Almquist and Taylor Sayers and Anna Cockhill for like the last 3 years. And then I think Megan Swanson got brought into that. And now there's like 6 of them that after practice, they all sprint to go grab a basketball, and they run out and they get one half court shot. And then whoever makes it gets to talk trash to the others for the rest of the day. And it's like, we will be doing our end of practice break, and they're just like so anxious to go get a basketball. They could care less what I'm saying next. They're like, all right, we got to get a ball before the boys get on the floor. And at one point, Sayers, I think, had 3 days in a row this year so far. Yeah. And so, so we do, they've kind of got their thing, but then in every pregame practice, every game ends, any game, or all the tips games end with a half quarter. So
oh, nice. I like it. It was also yesterday World Ninja Day. Would you have been a good ninja?
No, I don't think that like 5'10", built for lifting, not speed, people are good ninjas. So my husband would have been a good ninja. Okay. He's like, we could not be more physically opposite as far as our athleticism. But that's okay.
Wow. Is that a dig on him?
No, he's so athletic. He was so athletic. Yeah, like he's like stupid fast and was a wide receiver. And like I said, I was built for heavy lifting, not sprinting. So I don't think I don't have the fast twitch muscles.
You were built for goat tying and barrel racing.
Exactly.
and mid-range jumpers.
Exactly.
Coach, I can't wait to get the season rolling on Saturday down at Gallatin. Looking forward to each week watching you guys grow, and appreciate the time as always.
Yeah, thanks so much. Thanks for having me on.
Katie Garcin-Forba joining us for the first time this year, the Capital girls basketball coach. It'll be could be a good season. Let's see here. Bill Kohler, Bobcat great, inducted into the College Football Hall of Fame last night. Saw some great pictures, so congratulations to him. And that's awesome. Very cool. First Bobcat to be into the National Football Federation College Football Hall of Fame. We'll take a break. We'll come back and check in down in Townsend with the head coach in his second year of the Dogs girls basketball team, David Lawson. He'll join us next here, Jason Walker Show.
Store-wide savings are what you'll find when you shop for new home furnishings at Rucker's Furniture. This means tremendous values on Helena's largest in-stock selection of home furnishings. When you shop Rucker's, you'll find store-wide savings on the furniture you want for every room in your home. And you'll also find our selection of Serta iComfort, the most comfortable beds in Helena. 12-month financing is available with approved credit on most purchases over $299. Ask for details. You'll find store-wide savings at Rucker's Furniture, 1010 Dearborn, Helena.
Jason Walker here, and if you're like me, some nights are mine to cook at home, and there's only one place that I know I can trust for a quick, easy meal for my family. Dinner's Done Right. When I stop into Dinner's Done Right, I trust that there will be a great selection of food that is healthy and easy to cook, either that night with their ready-to-make dinners, or I can plan for a weekend dinner from their frozen choices. And when I'm out and about in town, I know I can stop in for the grab-and-go salad bar with the freshest ingredients and homemade dressings. For monthly menus and more, visit dinnersdoneright.com.
Fall is officially here, and now is the perfect time to get your rig tuned up before the big hunt. That means a lift kit from Auto Concepts. An Auto Concepts lift kit will help take you places only the animals can go. And when you do get that big one, make sure you have help to get it home with a winch to pull it out. Or maybe you'll be a good friend and help pull someone out of the snowbank. Check out AutoConceptsHelena.com for more ideas. Auto Concepts, the auto enhancement professionals.
There's only one place in Helena to cure your craving for Cajun cuisine, and that is Cafe Zydeco. From po' boys and catfish to jambalaya and much more, Cafe Zydeco has the best Cajun this side of New Orleans. And Cafe Zydeco cares about those that take care of us. Military, law enforcement, first responders can get your drink free as a way of saying thank you to those that protect us every day. If you're looking for a place to grab lunch or dinner, get the flavor of the Big Easy in Big Sky Country at Cafe Zydeco on Euclid in Helena.
Ah, summer. A time to work in the yard and get all those projects that you've been thinking about all winter done. And when you've had enough, go to Lucky Duck Casino and Bar to cool off, relax, laugh a little or a lot, your choice, have a drink and play your favorite games. There's plenty of new games and your old favorites. Now, if you don't want to work hard and the relaxing part sounds the best to you, then just head over to Lucky Duck Casino and Bar on Dredge behind Jade Restaurant. Happy summer, everyone.
Welcome back to the Jason Walker Show.
Welcome back. Final segment brought to you by Bowser's Lucky Dog Casino. Drink and gamble responsibly. In the Off-the-Wall Mancave on this day in history coming up. Make sure you check out Continental Divide Radio. You can just say, Alexa, play Continental Divide Radio. You can catch the Jason Walker Show there weekdays at 5. You can also download at the Apple Store the Continental Divide app, so you can listen wherever you'd like to and however you'd like to. That includes the head coach of Townsend. He likes the Jason Walker Show. His name is David Lawson. He's in his second year coaching the Bulldog girls, and he joins us here on the show.
All right, Coach. This is a guy I got to explain to the audience. He doesn't do interviews. He's like George Clooney in his mind, but I coaxed him out of it because I have info on him. I'm just kidding. I really don't. How are you doing, Coach?
I'm doing great. It's good to be on your show here, bud.
Well, you know, it's crazy because I know you outside of the coaching realm, and
Right.
and you know you're the coach that is. It's hard to say coach with you because I know you. I mean, I played cornhole with you.
Right. We have played cornhole, and I think I beat you.
Oh, heck no. No.
Okay.
Well, you probably did, but
I did, yeah.
We had fun.
I'm very competitive. You know, I don't like losing, especially to you. So.
Well, there's that. How's the family doing before we get started? How's the family?
Family's doing great. You know, my 8-year-old is in second grade right now. Just wrapped up some Elkhorn basketball, and I got a 6-year-old boy that's in kindergarten, loving the school right now. And then my 3-year-old, she's still in daycare.
Nice.
So pretty busy at the house right now.
The son, he was the one at my brother's wedding that was kind of the cool dude, right?
He's pretty cool. He takes after his mom.
Yeah, I'm glad you phrased it that way, so I didn't have to.
Yeah. Yeah, see, that's where he got all the coolness from his mom, not me. I'm more like the calm, cool, collective, or not cool, but just kind of quiet, you know. So
yeah, kind of quiet. You like Big Bad John, kind of quiet and shy.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. David Lawson is his name. He is the Townsend girls basketball coach. How excited are you for this season as you enter your second year as the head coach out there?
We're really excited for this season. I feel like starting this season we're better than we were when we ended our season. Last season we posted a 7-14 record. I think starting this season we're better because of the things that we did over the summertime. The girls really committed themselves, worked on some of the fundamental things that we need to do to improve. I would say our chemistry is much better. We spent a lot of time. I would say we started, first day of June. all the way till August. So we spent a lot of time with each other, and I think we're just, we're young. We're a young team, but, these girls like to play. They like to get after it. Right now, I would say from the beginning of the season till now, I call it the dog days. And the reason why I call that, because it's like we're grinding, we're practicing hard, we're scrimmaging, and, it takes a toll on the team when you're just playing the same players every day. So this morning we had morning practice at 6. We have morning practice on Wednesday and Thursday. Then we have our first game on Friday against Manhattan Christian. So we're pretty excited to play another team and kind of see where we are across our district and the state. So, yeah, I'm pretty excited.
How beneficial has it been for you, because you've got a year under your belt now, a full off season, and you're able to see what you had from last year, what girls needed to work on at the end of the season all summer as you head into the start of this season. So how beneficial is it to have the full off season?
It helps us out a lot. Last year was a learning curve for me and my staff, trying to learn our personnel and what the needs that they needed to be successful in our system. And that takes some time, developing those relationships and having those, telling those girls what they need to do to improve in our system and be competitive. And I felt like over the summer we were able to do that. But it's still a learning curve. This is my second year coaching as a head coach here for the girls, and coaching girls is different than coaching boys.
Yep.
They require a little bit more of understanding of what they need to do and more explanation. And, I really enjoy coaching girls. I feel like it's, for me, they're more coachable. They listen to instructions better. I feel like there's not like those intense moments that you have with male high school athletes that you would with the girls, and they want to please you, so,
yeah.
No, I enjoy it, and I'm looking forward to continue doing this type of work. So, yeah.
Well, you got a whole year under your belt now, like I said, to implement your style, your system. You're learning from them just like they were learning from you last year. You're still learning each other, but how does this team look in comparison to last year? You got Ella Baker back, which is huge, second team all conference. That's where it starts, but you have other players as well. Take me through your team.
Yeah, I mean, Ella is, she is our dog, and, she's our game starter. She gets us going. And, we also have Emily Bird, who's also solid too. She's another leader that we have on the floor. She's like another coach. And then, Cassidy Flynn, last year you guys saw part of Cassidy Flynn that she was hurt majority of that season. And then, she's healed now over the summer. She's improved. She could definitely help us out in the post. We can stretch her out. It's going to be really nice to see her on the floor. And then, we have our sophomores, Holly Newman and Emily Fisher, who are also some go-getters as well. Holly, if you watch her on defense, she gets after it. She takes a lot of pride in playing defense. And then our Emily Fisher, she's a really good ball handler. Like our future here at Townsend looks pretty bright as far as point guards and just our athletic ability. You can kind of see what they did in volleyball. They went all the way to state, and it's been really beneficial having some of these girls. So,
David Lawson, he is the head coach of the Townsend Bull. I just realized I'm wearing a Jefferson Panther golf shirt, long sleeve. I don't have any Townsend gear. I have a helmet from Coach Horn, but I don't have any Townsend basketball gear to wear. So just throwing that out there for a little bit.
Yeah, we can definitely get something. So maybe a basketball with a signature or a jersey that we may have in the closet somewhere.
Oh, I would put a jersey up. Number 10. That's my favorite number.
Number 10?
Yeah.
All right.
10 is my go-to number, man.
Nice.
How does the Class B look as a whole this year based off of what you've seen all summer and what you've heard all summer?
Class B is pretty strong, especially our district. You know, we're going to battle. I think a lot of these teams that we play, they're pretty established. They're good, which makes us better. You know, and you know, I wouldn't say it's up for grabs, but I kind of feel like we're in that middle of that pack. You know, we got a lot of work to do from now until districts, but it'd be nice to see what happens. I mean, we got Manhattan Christian this weekend, and we have Gardner to kind of see where we are, and yeah.
It should be a fun season. I know state tournament is a long ways away, but what's it going to take for you guys to get there?
You know, I don't want to look that far. You know, yeah, that's so far away. You know, we got a lot of stuff that we need to do in house to compete. You know, day by day, and then focus on districts and divisionals. But I just don't want to go thinking about state right now when we just don't know what happens throughout the season. Basketball is a long season.
It is.
You know, and anything can happen, and I just don't want to be thinking about state. But I mean, most coaches are, but we're still rebuilding. So
okay.
Yeah.
I had to ask. I mean, come on.
Yeah, I get it. But
I'm not doing my job.
Yeah, I mean, like last year we won 7 games, and there was a period that we were winless for a long time, and I just want to be realistic and, focus on what we need to do, each week to better ourselves as a team. So if the opportunity presents itself, then hopefully we will make it better,
Townsend girls basketball coach David Lawson in his second year, our guest here, Jason Walker Show. All right, it is World Trick Shot Day. Do you guys practice the half court shots in practice, or not practice them, but do you do the game of half court, or do you do trick shots? What do we do in Townsend to make it fun?
So we don't do any trick shots, no half court shots. No, what we do is we practice. We practice at game speed. That's what makes it fun. We get up and down the floor. We don't waste any time in practice, and winning games will be fun for us.
Okay.
So
you're kind of boring, is what you're saying.
I don't. Maybe I am. I don't know, but I think what we've been doing in practice has been helping us transition from practice to game. So
there you go.
I don't know if spending 5 minutes or 10 minutes on shooting half court shots really going to help us in the game. So
well, if you need a half quarter to win, I mean, you got to have someone to be able to take it.
Yeah, but that's pretty rare though. Like the percentage of time that kids will have an opportunity to shoot a half court shot to win a game is pretty rare, right? Like my focus is shooting free throws right now, especially with the free throw change. Shooting 3-pointers, shooting mid range, getting to the basket. That stuff for me is fun. Is watching film fun? Would you consider that being fun?
It depends. Probably more fun after a win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we actually film our practices.
Yeah.
And we break that practice down, and then like when the girls have lunchtime, we have lunch with a coach.
Okay. And
we watch a few clips of how practice went. So we're trying to treat everything like a game.
I like it.
We practice like a game. Game speed. So
okay.
Yeah.
It's also World Ninja Day today. Would you have made a good ninja?
Yeah, I got some karate skills.
Okay.
Yeah. Throw some nunchucks at you.
You're not supposed to throw. Those are the star things you throw. The nunchucks.
Oh, okay. Nunchucks are the other things. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm afraid if you had nunchucks, Coach, you would hurt yourself.
I probably would hurt myself.
because I've seen you throw cornhole bags. So.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
You got to bring that one back up, huh?
I do. I'm surprised you didn't, pop an Achilles while you were out there. So.
Oh yeah.
No, he's an athlete in his mind. His name is David Lawson, Townsend girls basketball coach. Hey, Coach, I'm looking forward to chatting all year. Good luck this weekend down at the Manhattan Invitational or Manhattan Tournament to get things started. Shields Valley on the docket I saw. So
for the tournament,
yeah,
it's a Manhattan Christian, and then we're going to play Gardner the second day.
Okay, so you start with Shields Valley, and then you play Gardner.
No, did I say Shields Valley or Manhattan Christian?
It says Shields Valley in the schedule. Do you know who you're playing?
I do know who I'm playing. Do you know who I'm playing?
I have no idea. I'm just going off what I can read.
Oh, hold on. So I got the schedule right here. It says Manhattan Christian.
Okay. And
right?
then Gardner.
And then Gardner. Yeah.
Okay. So you're starting with a couple of Class C schools.
Right. And they're pretty good schools too.
Yeah, that Manhattan Christian girl seems pretty good.
Right. Yeah, they're pretty good. They're tall, they're long, well coached.
Yeah.
From a really good program. So it's going to be different not coaching against Coach Bellich this year.
Yes, yes, it will be. Yep.
Yeah.
But got to go watch the kids play, man. He's got a kid at 2 different schools. I mean, how does he get?
Oh, does he?
Yeah, he's got Caleb down at Tech and Ava's over at Western. So
nice. He's a busy man, and he's working for. What is he working for? I can't remember what he's working for.
I don't know, but he's a good dude. So
he is a good dude. Yeah, I like him.
Yeah. Hey, good luck this year. Look forward to chatting with you after the weekend and see where your team's at as we get ready. A few games before the holidays, so you got a fast time to figure out your team here, Coach.
Yeah, I do. Yeah,
you'll be fine. But thanks for joining us.
Hey, thanks for having me.
That is David Lawson, head coach of Townsend. Fast times at Townsend High. He's got some games this weekend. It'll be a good team to watch, I think. Townsend girls. Man. We'll continue our previews tomorrow. East Helena coach Ty Ridgway, Carson Bender will join us. Townsend boys coach Tyler Patrick will join us. It's going to be fun tomorrow. It's fun every day, though. We get to talk about high school and college sports in the state of Montana. I mean, what's better than that? Nothing really. Nothing really. It is National St. Nicholas, or it is St. Nicholas Day. It is the traditional day in history when St. Nicholas, who became kind of the go-to for Santa Claus, died. National Miners Day as well. So throwing that out for you. National Finals Rodeo starts tomorrow officially. First performance. Can't wait for that. Let's see what happened on this day in history. 1960, Major League Baseball grants American entertainer and businessman Gene Autry a franchise, the Los Angeles Angels, California Angels. 1984, Elena Sakova snapped Martina Navratilova's 74-match win streak in the semis of the Australian Open in Melbourne, ends Navratilova's hopes of completing the Grand Slam. 2018, Titans running back Derrick Henry, franchise record 238 yards, 4 touchdowns, and a win over Jacksonville. 99-yard touchdown run tied Cowboys Hall of Famer Tony Dorsett for the longest run in NFL history. Let's see here. 1962, Janine Turner was born. Northern Exposure. She was Maggie, short hair. Was on Cliffhanger movie with Sylvester Stallone. And on this date, 1964, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer first aired on television. The claymation. Got to stick with it. It's fun to watch.
We're almost at the end of the show. What did we learn? And what did he miss? Time for the walk-off.
Walk-off presented by Cafe Zydeco, where the Big Easy meets the Big Sky. It is. It eventually will cool down in Montana. Probably this weekend. You can get your weather forecast on Continental Divide Radio. Fun show today. Fun show. Thanks to David Lawson, Katie Garcin-Forba, Ben Dudek for joining us. Tomorrow, Tyler Patrick, Ty Ridgway, Carson Bender will preview their respective teams. don't think we really missed anything. Talk rodeo tomorrow as well. Yep, it is here upon us. The National Finals Rodeo down in Vegas. It's going to be fun. And congratulations to Jerry Rice Award winner Eli Gilman, freshman running back for the University of Montana. Thanks to our sponsors. Thanks to our fans. We'll do it again tomorrow. Have yourself a wonderful Wednesday. See you back here, Off the Wall Mancave on The Jason Walker Show.
The Jason Walker Show is produced by the Jason Walker Media Company. Any reuse, rebroadcast, or retransmission without the express written consent of the Jason Walker Show is strictly prohibited. Just listen, watch, and enjoy.